There you go. So it should record to your Zoom account. All right.
Okay,
Cool.
cool.
All right. Well, thanks, Carmen. I do really appreciate this opportunity. This is one of my roles, one of my jobs, but it's most definitely my favorite. Working with agents, working with clients, helping you grow your business, identify opportunities, generate new revenue, new prospecting strategies, and fundamentally build your business. And how I mean by that is from a practice management point of view. I've been in this industry, for those of you who probably don't know this, I've been in the industry now for 30 years, just over 30 years this February, and I've done everything. I've been a stockbroker. I've been mutual fund registered. I ran a mutual fund dealer. I started an MGA or an IMO in Canada. I've been an advisor. I was I've struggled. I've seen both ends of the spectrum as an agent, as an advisor, struggling paycheck to paycheck like many do when you start out. And I was also very, very fortunate and blessed to make some great connections. And at my peak, I was #2 in Canada in sales for Canada's largest IMO. So I've seen success as well. And I was blessed at the opportunity that Jamie and Leanne presented to me to come to Experior to help agents, not with recruiting, because man, Experior, they are masters, the leaders, the leadership that we have at Experior, they're the geniuses when it comes to recruiting. And Jamie certainly and Leanne, what they've built in terms of the model is second to none in the industry. But I'm preaching to the choir here. You all know that. My expertise, as Carmen was talking about, was on the ground, in the field, creating better experiences with your clients, helping you prospect and identify opportunities in new markets, helping you run your business like a business. In my experience in this industry, I've met thousands of incredible salespeople, some of the most brilliant people I've ever known, who didn't succeed in this business because they didn't treat it like a business. And it doesn't matter how brilliant you are, if you don't have an audience to talk to, you're not making any money. You're not going to last in this business, right? So this is actually what I love to do. But outside of this, my job for Experior has been to bring on new carrier partners, particularly in the US. My focus as of this month is 100% the United States, developing our agencies, our relationships in the United States. So, you'll be seeing a lot more of me at events and my podcasts, the Xcast, if you haven't tuned into any of them yet. They're going to be more focused to the United States going forward. In fact, I will probably only be speaking about US products and marketing opportunities and strategies. And my counterpart, Sheldon Smolin, who I'm sure you've heard of, he'll be focusing on Canada. So this presentation technically does not take that long. As Carmen said, I was able to get through it pretty much in 15 minutes or so in Texas. I am going to go a little bit slower. I am going to open it up to questions. I think an hour is plenty of time for us. And if I do a good job, maybe you'll have me back and I can talk about something else next time. So for the CEO tour, I was asked to do a presentation, as you can see on the screen. Oh, I haven't shared my screen yet. Let me share my screen. I was asked to do a presentation on the best approach to business development. What are the best ways to grow your business? And, the funny thing is, there really isn't one silver bullet answer, right? Everybody has different markets, different opportunities. The one thing I can tell you that would be consistent across all of you is if you're passionate about what you're doing, if you are passionate about why you're doing it, if you've got good habits and you're determined, you will succeed in this business without a doubt. But what I'm going to talk to you about today are some of what I think are the key things that you should be doing, the key activities in your business that will help propel you to that level of excellence. And it really does start with consistency. Consistency is the key to success in any business, no matter what you're doing. And in theory, consistency basically just means, being disciplined and determined and unwavering about what it is that you're looking to accomplish. But in practice, theory and practice are always two different things, right? How many of you went to, high school, college, university, and you were taught all sorts of stuff, and you realize once you get into the real world, never works out that way, right? The answers, the results, it's never as it was preached to you. So the same goes for consistency. Consistency in practice, to me, means being adaptable, right? Being able to, if you don't have a lot of time, scale it down. Do what you can. If you don't have a lot of energy, do the easy stuff. Do the stuff that's going to give you some personal fulfillment, that's going to allow you to feel like you've moved the needle in that day, because you're not going to be 100% every day by any means. But you've got to find different ways to show up each and every day, because you don't have a boss. Well, actually, I know Carmen well enough to know that she can be pretty, hard on you. She's going to keep you accountable. But in reality, you're all independent business owners, right? So how do you get up in the morning, put your feet on the ground, and feel that same motivation and drive to do what you want to do, what you got to do each and every day? Again, it's just doing the best that you can to show up every day and let your habits change shape to meet the demands of the day. There's going to be days you're going to have to step up even more, and you're going to know those days. So, there's one of my favorite authors. I don't know if you've read the book Atomic Habits. I keep it on my desk here. There it is, Atomic Habits. One of my favorites by James Clear. Yeah, he has a quote. He says, adaptability is the way of consistency. Okay, adaptability is the way of consistency. So it is really important for you to be able to adjust to allow you some flexibility to reach your goals. Now, excuse me. What are the best approaches to business development? What I'm going to do is I'm going to quickly go over 4, but the presentation today is really going to focus on the 5th one. So step number 1, in my opinion, the key to success is having a business plan. And I'm not talking about a marketing plan or setting goals, okay? Those are aspects of a business plan. But a business plan includes things like, what is your vision? We hear a lot of people, Jamie talks about this all the time. I'm going to be pulling out all sorts of books today. Start with why, Simon Sinek, right? What is your why? What is your purpose? That is your vision. This is the thing that you want the industry or the world, the universe, to know about why Jamil Pullman, is it Jamil or Jamil?
Jamil.
Jamil. The universe wants to know, why is Jamil doing this? What is Jamil's goal? What is his vision for his business, for himself? Because people want to deal with people that they feel commonality with, that they feel comfortable with, that they feel inspired by. So does your vision inspire people, get people excited? Your vision might be to be the leading insurance provider to families with children with disability in Georgia, right? That might be your vision. Now, if somebody's talking to somebody that knows you and knows your vision, knows your business model, that has a child with disability, whose name do you think is going to pop to mind in terms of the services and solutions and the support that will be best befitting that family? Is it going to be Jamil, or is it going to be Donald Williams? It's going to be Jamil, because he has made everybody aware that this is what he wants to do and why. So your vision statement, your mission statement, your goals, what markets are you going to be targeting? Who are your top clients? Why are they your top clients? Do you like dealing with these clients? These are all the aspects that should be going into your business plan. And again, I'm not going to get into a lot of detail about it today. If you want to know more, log on to, I did a podcast on business planning, and in the back office now, under the Learn section, there is an area called business development. And this is where I'm starting to provide tools and resources to you to help you in your business development, in managing your practice, in scripting and sales ideas, prospecting ideas, that sort of thing. So you can download the Experior Connect app on your phone. You can go to YouTube and Google XCast, Experior XCast, and you'll find it there. Or you can go into the back office under the business development tab, and you'll see links to the XCast portal. But I've done two types of XCast. There's the Accelerate with Sean Redford, where I bring on a guest and usually a carrier partner, and we talk about a prospecting idea or a strategy or something, and then I let them talk about their product and why they're so special. But then there's Accelerate Unplugged, which is just Sean, just me talking to you about something. And in this instance, there is an Accelerate Unplugged that talks about the business plan and business planning, and there is a template business plan in the back office for you to download. If you don't already have one, you can download it and start doing it. I don't expect you to sit down and go from page 1 to 25 in a day or a week or even a month. But I want you to go through it, read it, think about it, and start working towards it. Set a goal. By the end of 2024, you will have completed all of that business plan. Because a business plan isn't a one and done thing. It's a living and breathing document, because it's going to grow with you. And it's okay to change your vision. 3 months, 6 months down the road, you might go, you know what? I don't like working with disabled families or disabled children. It makes me sad. So you want to focus on business owners. I don't know. But start the process, get in the habit of treating your business like a business and not acting like a salesperson with somebody having to tell you what to do all the time. Next, make everything a process. Everything you do, from the script you use when you talk to a prospective agent that you want to onboard, to a prospective client, to how do you onboard a client? When do you ask for an introduction to somebody? How often are you following up with them and remaining top of mind with them? How are you following up with them? Are you sending them text messages, e-newsletters, social media reach outs, face-to-face meetings, just a phone call at Thanksgiving to say, hey, listen, it's Thanksgiving, and what I'm most thankful for are my clients. You are my business. You are my lifeblood. And I just wanted to give you a call and say thank you. And that's it. Right? So what is your process for absolutely everything you do in your business? And why is it important to have processes in your business? We'll make this a little interactive.
It creates that consistency that you talked about in the very beginning.
Franklin, I love it. Consistency, having consistent standards and practices. Absolutely. What else? Any other reasons?
Yeah, Sean, this is Carmen. It also provides me, like in the phase I am right now in my business, having a process allows for me to create duplication within the team, right?
Absolutely.
So that anybody that picks up, basically so that anybody can pick up what I'm throwing down, right?
Well, and to that point, it allows you to compartmentalize each aspect of what goes into running a business, right? And
Yeah.
when you compartmentalize it, you can identify strengths and weaknesses. You can say, you know what, I'm really damn good at this, but I'm really bad at this. So you can now go back at that part of the process and say, how can I tweak it? How can I improve it so that I get different results? I mean, if you're getting the same results all the time, doesn't it make sense to change something? I mean, that's the definition of insanity, right? Albert Einstein, the definition of insanity, doing the same thing over and over and expecting different results.
Mm-hmm.
So if you don't have a process, how do you know what aspects to change in what it is that you're doing in order to get different results? And I don't expect you to map out every process for everything that you do every single minute of the day immediately, but maybe make it a project for yourself. In the month of May, I'm going to focus on my onboarding process. I want it to be so slick that that first experience the client has when they join my organization, either as an agent or as a client, it blows them away. They just feel so excited about the decision, because we don't want them to have buyer's remorse, right? We don't want them regretting their decision, especially at the very first, introduction to you. So maybe that's what you do in May. And then in June, you think about your referral process. When do I ask for a referral or an introduction? Do I even use the word referral? Why wouldn't I? When do I bring it up? Do I bring it up as soon as I meet the client, as soon as they sign the application, when they deliver the policy? Like, it might be different for the type of client or the type of business that you're running. You've got to identify what works for you. And if it's working, document it and keep doing it, to Carmen's point, because as you're building your team, it only makes sense to show them the path, to show them what's working. And if it's not, as I said, it makes it easier for you to modify it. And I was talking about creating a business plan, and it reminded me of a quote. I don't know if you've read Ed Milet's book. I know he's with a competitor company, but doesn't mean he's not a smart person and he's not made a fortune building an incredible business. But he does have a quote, and I think it's in his book, The Power of One More, something along those lines. And he says, where performance is measured, performance improves. If you are not paying attention to your performance, all aspects of your performance, I guarantee it's not going to improve. And I can also tell you that your results are 70% more likely to actually be achieved, or your goals rather, are 70% more likely to be achieved, not only if you're documenting your process and documenting your goals, but going a step further and communicating those goals to other people, like to your ED. Because once you start communicating those goals, I'm going to make $100,000 this year, or by convention, or whatever it happens to be, that's out there now. That's a contract. That is a verbal contract, and subconsciously, you don't want to let yourself down. You don't want to let your ED down. You don't want to let your family down. Whoever it is that you're talking to about your goals, you will be more accountable, and you are that much more likely to achieve your goals if you're held accountable to them. And again, feel free to ask any questions as we go. Oh, I'm going to open up the chat box here. Okay, cool. Next. Invest in yourself. And there's a number of different ways that you can invest in yourself. You can invest in yourself in terms of your business, paying for, marketing initiatives, certain types of contact management programs, lead programs. Those are all investments in you and your business. But what about education? What about doing your Series 65 or going for your CFP or your CLU? I think you have the CLU in the US as well. Working towards designations or further education, or showing up to the product on Thursday sessions, or listening to podcasts, whether it's the XCast or other podcasts. These investments in yourself will pay dividends for the rest of your life. And don't take for granted reading and having an open mind and hearing different people's opinions, especially those people who you aspire to be. I would love to hit the success of a Simon Sinek. That's why I've read this book. I've read Infinite Game. I've listened to his TED Talks. I just soak it all up. Alex Hormozi, James Clear. These are the people that I admire and aspire to be like and learn from. Read and listen to their podcasts. And man, it's never been easier to listen or read books with Audible and the Audible books. I mean, it's incredible. It's easy. You can be driving to work or driving your kids to soccer, or whatever it is, and learning as you go, right? So take the time to invest in yourself. And the last one, before I get into the main crux of today's meeting, is create a referral mindset. You need to believe in your soul. You need to make your clients feel to their soul that it would be a disservice not to introduce you to the people that they care about. It would be a disservice for you not to ask to be introduced to the people that your clients, family members, prospects care about. And it goes back to your vision. If you believe so much in what it is that you're doing and the people that you help, and I break it down usually into 3 criteria. Who do you help? How do you help them? And why? If you can articulate that with passion, people are going to feel motivated. They're going to feel inspired by you, and they're going to want to put you in front of other people that they care about versus I sell insurance. Okay, what do you do for a living? I'm an insurance agent. Oh, damn. How fast can I get away from this person? I hope I'm not sitting beside this person on the airplane, right? So you've got to find a way to articulate who you help, how you help them, and why in a way that not only inspires them, but it also inspires you. You get excited and you're proud. You want to scream it from the rooftops. Because if you can get behind that message that way, then you will never have to pay for a lead in your life. I promise you. Clients will be flocking to your door. And that is really what today's meeting is about. It's about how can you improve your prospecting and your sales results? Okay. How can you improve the fact that in reality, you really are a needle in a haystack? There are 330 million Americans. And there's one Jamil Fulman. There's one Lisa Maria Stepp. There's one Jamel Gordon. How is anybody going to find you? Are they going to Google you? Are they going to specifically Google you, or are they going to Google life insurance? Are they going to Google insurance protection for health professionals, electricians, restaurant owners, community leaders, Christians, Catholics? I don't care. How are you standing out amongst the 1.3 million licensed insurance agents in the United States? How do your prospects know that you exist? And even if they did, what would motivate them to want to meet with you? Why you? What value are they going to expect to get from working with you? If you were to pick up the phone and call the last 10 clients that you met with and ask them, what is the value that they expect working from you? Why did they choose to work with you? I'm curious to know why. More often than not, it's probably going to be because they either know you, trust you, respect you, or they were referred to you. Those are the biggest reasons, the easiest way to grow your business. Maybe you bought a lead. Maybe you were able, out of the 100 leads that you spoke to, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them decided to do business with you because you were able to make a connection or a rapport. Or maybe it was just a fluke. Maybe it was just a transaction. They were desperate. They needed some insurance and they went with you. The question is, do you know why? Now, we're going to do a little exercise. This is role playing, all right? So I want you all to get out a piece of paper and a pen or pencil, or you can grab your phone and open up your notes section. I'm going to ask you a question. And then I'm going to ask, there's no right or wrong answers, okay? We're all learning from each other here. I want you to give me 3 to 5 bullet points highlighting why Sean should choose you as my advisor. Give me 3 to 5 bullet points, okay? Write it down on a piece of paper. Why should Sean choose you as my advisor or my agent? Okay, I'll give you a minute to document it. And then I'm going to ask a couple of people if they don't mind sharing. You can throw your hand up in the Zoom here if you're ready to share. Anybody ready to share yet? And I won't ask everybody to give me 2 or 3. Just throw out one reason why I should choose you as my agent.
I think I've got mine.
Awesome. Let's hear it, Dominic.
Sure. I was trying to get my camera on. I don't know. Something's going on. First of all, I specialize specifically in retirement planning. That's kind of my focus, is annuities and IULs, those types of products. I have a lot of experience with small business owners, helping them set up annuities, keyed plans, stuff like that, smaller or not smaller, singularly focused retirement plans for small business owners. And I also have experience working specifically with teachers, doing 403Bs, specifically for those in the education system, and pension reviews as well.
Awesome. Okay, thank you for sharing, Dominic. Appreciate that. Anybody else want to throw a couple out?
I think I have mine
Yeah.
right here. So, you know, I have a huge emphasis on education and preparation on proper, just on proper financial, you know, not so much planning, but just to make sure everyone is educated properly on the different aspects. And I'm pretty laid back. I'm a pretty chill guy. I'm pretty easy to get along with as well. But the main thing is that I just have an emphasis on education, and I really just want to educate everybody that I come across, you know, on different strategies, different ways, you know, just to maximize, you know, their value.
Okay, awesome.
Pretty much.
Thanks. Thanks, Jamil.
But
Anybody else? Take one or two more.
I have one.
Yeah.
This is Tasha, and I work with Donald Williams. Mine would be, I have over 15 years of experience, and I've helped multiple families secure their assets and protect the most important things in their life, their children's future, as well as their retirement plans through fixed annuities. So it would be something along those lines.
Okay. Awesome. All right,
Yeah,
one more.
Hi,
I got
Sean.
one.
This is
Oh.
Belinda.
Hey,
Oh, yeah,
Belinda.
go ahead, Belinda.
Yes, I have two. I would say the reason why a person should choose me as their advisor is that I have solutions to create tax-free retirement income for the rest of a person's life and showing people how to create generational wealth.
Okay, awesome. All right, I'll take one more. I think there was Carmen, you wanted to say one?
I had one too.
Oh, Donald, go ahead,
Oh, yeah.
Donald.
Yeah, go ahead, Donald.
Okay, Donald Williams. Hey, I specialize in life insurance with living benefits. We affectionately call it living insurance that you can use while you are alive. I have over 10 years of experience. I'm very passionate and caring, and you'll never meet anyone more genuine and authentic than me.
Never? Never?
Besides
No.
me.
Yeah, well, I think Jamil would argue, but no, I'm just teasing you, Donald. I'm just teasing you. All right, one more. Carmen, go.
I was just going to say, a average advisor can help you grow your money, but I help you keep your money in retirement.
Oh, nice. Keep money. I like that. All
Nobody
right.
said that.
All right. So now I want you to think about it this way. What are the things that make you unique? What are the things that make you unique? Understand the word unique, meaning different from others. Okay. So what makes you unique? So I don't want to hear education. I don't want to hear laid back. I don't want to hear offering retirement income solutions, because that's not unique. What makes you unique? Tell me one or two things that makes you unique from your history, your background, your experiences. Go.
Do you mean unique as a salesperson or unique just as a person?
Either or.
Okay.
I think I got something that makes me unique.
Yeah, let's hear it.
I think anyone that knows me personally can pretty much attest to the fact that I'm a pretty unique individual. But I think one big thing that does make me unique is that originally I never intended to be in sales. I've never intended to be in, you know, financial education or anything like that. I wanted to be a history teacher. I love it. Like, and I know you say you don't like, you know, education, you don't want to hear that, but my family is full of educators. I wanted to be a history teacher ever since I was younger, right? I went to Rowan University, which is they're huge for education, and I did a week in the field and realized that I do not like children, so that put a damper in my plans. So here I am, 5 5-7 years later. Yeah,
Awesome.
it's just a huge curveball in my, not a curveball, but it was a blessing. And I love my child, don't get me wrong. I just don't like groups of other people's children.
I get it, man. I don't like other people's children either.
And
All right.
yeah, so-
Anybody else have something to share?
Sean, this is Belinda.
Hey,
I
Belinda.
think what makes me unique is that I have over 40 years of experience as a certified counselor. So I'm accustomed to listening to people, and from that information, understanding the needs and offering support.
Nice. Good. Good. One more.
Well, I'd say my history in IT makes me a problem solver. IT is all about problem solving, and I think sales is very similar in that regard.
Absolutely. Awesome. So now, what I want you to think about is how the first responses and the second responses differed. Okay. And how, if you're putting yourself out there saying that you help with retirement planning, helping small business owners, create solutions to create tax-free retirement, that becomes white noise to the consumer public. They hear it all the time, and it doesn't differentiate you from your competition. If you're saying the same thing as your competitors, you're not differentiating yourself. However, if you rather were to say, I come from a background of teaching. I was going to be a history teacher. I studied teaching, and that's why I love to work with teachers, because I understand what it's like to be a teacher. I know what a pain in the butt kids can be. I know how hard it is to create lesson plans and have time to focus on what your family needs outside of the day-to-day routine. For example, protecting your family's what average advisors do versus helping you grow your money versus keeping your money, like those types of things. What you need to do is tie your uniqueness, your value proposition, your unique differentiator into your value proposition. Because now, if you were to say, I specialize in working with IT professionals, I come from an IT background, I understand what keeps IT professionals up at night. I know what you're doing, coding, looking at legislation, doing this, doing that. I know this better. And Dominic can say that better than Sean or Carmen or Lisa. Who is the client who's an IT professional going to likely choose to work with? The person saying that they're a specialist helping IT professionals, or the person saying that they help people with retirement income strategies? You need to tie what makes you unique to who you help, how you help them, and why. It really becomes part of your why. This is why I'm so passionate about helping people like you. And oh, by the way, Dominic, with IT background, do you know other IT professionals? Probably. Versus Dominic, do you know other people in the teaching profession? Probably not as many as Jamil, right? So think about who you're most inclined to have the most opportunity with. And the way that I like to equate this is like this. Understand you do not need to attract everyone, okay? You need to identify where are your marketing efforts going to have the greatest impact. Why are you fishing in an ocean of all the prospects, all of competing with every other fish in the ocean? Why not find yourself a small pond full of your prospects where the right bait is you, your brand, your value proposition is the bait in this pond, and you drop your line in there, all of a sudden, you're fighting them off. You can just put a net in and start scooping them out because they're all coming to you. They're circling you because they know you have the solutions to help them with their unique problems. You understand them better than anybody else. Does that make sense? But again, I'm not saying You can't go fishing in the ocean. That's okay. We all have to eat. You know, you want to drop your line, you might catch a fish every once in a while. But if you want to increase your odds, you need to work on your brand. And your brand is you. What is branding? Branding aims to establish a significant and differentiated presence in the market that attracts people to you and retains those people to you. Is an IT professional going to leave an advisor, an agent who specializes in helping IT professionals to go to some random person unless you do a bad job? They're going to want to stick with you, especially if you keep adding value. And by adding value, I'm not saying every time you talk to them, you're selling them a product. No, you're having conversations with them about the things that matter to them, and you're understanding what's going on in their life. They want to know that you understand and care about their dreams and their goals and their fears. That's why they work with you. Understand that you know your clients better than anybody else. If you are an insurance agent, you understand and know more about your client than anybody else in their universe. Think about it. Do you know more than their doctor? Yeah, because you know all their medical information, but you know more than that. Do you know more than their accountant? Yeah, you know all their tax information and their net worth information. You've collected that on the application, but you know more than them because you know all the medical information too. You know more than their lawyer because you know what their business plans are, where they're looking to go. Are they looking at establishing a holding company? Are they looking at diversifying their operations? They're going to talk to you about it. Oftentimes, a little secret, you're also going to know more than their spouse. I've heard stories from spouses that they haven't shared with each other. Your clients, if you do a good enough job, they're going to share everything. They're going to not only tell you their dreams, their fears, their goals, they're also going to tell you what they want to buy and when. You just got to give them an opportunity. So how do you build a brand? Brand comes down to 3 criteria: credibility, trust, and confidence. So credibility, you need to be able to show that you know what you're talking about, that you offer something of value to me. I know when I buy a Red Bull, if I go to a store and I'm looking at the pop section or soda section, whatever you call it in the States, I'm looking at the soda section in the States, I see all the different brands. Why would I choose Red Bull over Sprite? I know what I get from Red Bull. I know the experience. I know the culture that I get. That's why I choose a Red Bull over a Sprite or a Gatorade. So there has to be credibility, trust. You can establish and articulate how you are consistent, how you're reliable, how you're honest, how you're transparent. There's no point in, hiding everything behind the curtain. Open up the curtain, because if they don't know, they're going to make their own assumptions, and their assumptions may not be what you want them to be. So why not just tell them the information that is readily available? If you're not going to tell it to them, somebody else is. If you don't want to share how much you're going to get compensated, some other agent is going to be happy to tell them. And then you look like you're being dishonest or misleading or misrepresentative. Confidence. I need to have confidence that you know what you're talking about. How have you demonstrated? Show me how you've demonstrated how you've helped people just like me, that you understand me. Because as the consumer, I want to feel special. I want to feel heard. I want to feel like the solutions you're giving me are personalized, not some cookie cutter approach. Now, understanding that you are your brand, what is it that makes you unique? What is your unique value proposition? What are you good at? Who are you good with? What is it that you know more about than anybody else? Do you know what's keeping people up at night? Do you have a niche? As I said earlier, I'm not saying that you can't help anybody, especially when you're starting out. You're going to take anybody on as a client. But if you want to make it easier to attract people, for people to identify who you can help and introduce you to those people, you need to be able to do this. Now, there's 2 parts to prospecting. There's identifying that ideal client, and then there's creating the targeted marketing plan to attract those individuals. Our business isn't rocket science. The products and the concepts are easily learned. I can teach you anything. Prospecting isn't complicated either, as long as you break it down into the parts and you're active at it every single day. So who's your ideal client? How do you identify your ideal client? Well, there's basically 3 criteria, and I think this is the best place for you to start anyway. Do you have special access to a market, IT professionals, restaurant owners, electricians? Do you somehow have better access to those individuals than anybody else? If so, focus on them. A great way to find out if you have better access to people than others, you've heard of Project 100, Project 200, where you write down a list of 100 people you either know or your existing clients, prospects, whatever. Beside that, write something like, have columns for what's their occupation, how did you meet them, what things do they like, what are their habits or hobbies that they like to do. Create a spreadsheet of that and see how many, what I call nests, you have. A nest is a group of people with similar interests or characteristics. You might have, Jamil might have 15 teachers. Well, of course he does, because he went to school with teachers. He graduated with teachers. He has continued to communicate with them. You know, Dominic might play racquetball or hockey or baseball or something, and he'll know a whole bunch of people in that area. Focus on, that's access to a market that other people don't have. Affinity. Who do you have a natural affinity to? Who's attracted to you? Who are the type of people that just like being around you, or that you just love being around? You feel energized being around them. I'll give you an example. I hate working with engineers. They drive me absolutely nuts because they nitpick about everything. I hope none of you are engineers. I didn't mean to offend you, but they nitpick about everything. They don't see the bigger picture. It's all about dollars and cents. And that's not me. I'm a warm, fuzzy, emotional kind of person. So I relate better with other types of people. Carmen, were you going to say something?
I just said same.
Yeah, right. And then the last one is
I don't like
potential.
the engineers here either.
If there's no potential in a market, then it shouldn't be your ideal target client. And I'll give you an example. You might have access to a whole bunch of people that are 18 to 22 years old. Great market. They will be great clients for you maybe in 15, 20 years. But right now they've got no money. So unfortunately, they're not going to provide revenue for you. So yes, you can take them on. Yes, you can start planting those seeds for the future. And maybe they've got opportunities to help get you into other markets. Maybe you want to work with them so that you can get introduced to their parents or their grandparents up the family ladder, whatever. But understand that they themselves don't have a lot of potential to generate revenue for you. So that probably shouldn't be your ideal target market. Now, Field of Dreams. How many of you have seen the movie Field of Dreams? Right. So Kevin Costner, baseball movie. There's a quote in it called, and how it goes is, build it and they will come. Well, I said off the top, I've known brilliant people in this business that died out and didn't make a dime. And unfortunately, they didn't last in this business because, let's face it, just because you put an open sign on your door doesn't mean clients come flooding through. If you don't have an audience to talk to, you're not going to survive in this business. You need to find an audience. Now, there are a lot of key prospecting strategies that you should be focusing on a regular basis. Things like networking. Are you networking? Where are you networking? Are you networking in those areas where you have access or affinity or potential to ideal clients? If you're not, why are you wasting your time and energy and resources there? Do you have centers of influence that you can work with? People that understand your value proposition, that are promoting you, but conversely, you're promoting them. Jim Rohn has a quote, givers gain. Do you have people that you can be giving leads and opportunities to, because you know what? They're going to feel obligated to give back at some point. Social events. Are you going to social events and talking about who you help, how you help them, and why? Not trying to sell the people you're talking to, just being excited about talking about who you help, how you help them, and why. Are you using technology? How are you using technology? Are you using social media? Do you have a website? Are you using email campaigns, drip campaigns? Are you picking up the phone, doing the old smile and dial, the old fashioned calling? You should be talking to at least 10 to 20 people every single day. Sometimes just say happy birthday, happy Thanksgiving, you know, oh, Dominic, don't forget next week is your anniversary. I cannot tell you how many people have appreciated me calling them to remind them of an upcoming anniversary or Mother's Day or whatever. You don't have to be selling, but you always have to be adding value and remaining top of mind. The funny thing is, if you're contacting your clients 7 to 12 times a year, some way, whether it's social media, e-newsletters, picking up the phone, seeing them face to face, virtual meetings, whatever it happens to be, they're not going to forget about you. And when they're at that family barbecue and somebody mentions anything about with a dollar sign in it, they're going to recommend that their family members, people that they care about, talk about you or talk to you. Are you hosting events, client appreciation events, educational seminars, bringing in other experts, you know, maybe to talk about overall wellness? Accountants, lawyers, talking about wills. These things add value, and some of which you get paid for, thankfully, at Experior. We've got a lot of ancillary benefits that you can actually get paid for. Bring these experts in to talk about these things. It's only going to help you sell your products. And then finally, face-to-face. Nothing beats face-to-face. You should be seeing your clients at least once a year, if not 2 or 3 times. And again, not to sell them something, not to only review what they've got, but just to be in front of them, to show them that you care, that you are a part of their world, and that they can trust and rely on you. You know, a brand is no longer what we tell the consumer it is. It is what consumers tell each other it is. What are your consumers, your clients, saying about you? And wouldn't you like to control what that message is? Wouldn't you like to have your clients reading off a script that you gave them? That's powerful marketing. So I'm going to wrap up just by reminding you, what are the key takeaways that I want you to get from, you know, the top 5 things that you should be doing in terms of business development to take your business to the next level? Create a business plan, make everything a process, invest in yourself at every opportunity you have, create a referral mindset, believe in your heart and your soul that it would be a disservice not to share who you help, how you help, and why, and make your clients and prospects believe that it would be a disservice for them not to share that with the people that they care about. And then finally, take every opportunity to promote your brand, how you're unique in the marketplace. And if I can be of any help, you're not alone. You've got Carmen, you've got a great leadership team at the senior executive and national executive director levels. There's my contact information. That QR code will give you this presentation. But Carmen, I'm just going to send you the slides for this presentation as well, so that you can share it with the team and refer to it if you want to.
Thank you so much, my friend. I appreciate it. I can't wait to see you again in
In
July
Toronto.
at the bar, you know, where we always meet. You know?
Are you coming to Chicago, Carmen, as well?
No, I'm right next door. I'm about 4 hours away. I'm in St. Louis, not as
Okay.
cold.
All right.
Yeah, so yep, I'm in St. Louis for now.
Well, I look forward to seeing you in July in Toronto. I hope many of you come. I've got a few minutes if you've got any questions, if you'd like to ask anything before I head out.
Great talk to Sean. What I got, what I didn't get was the last part.
The QR code?
No, the last part of the presentation up right, the last 2 slides, which is how are you unique? And a brand is most definitely what other people are saying that you are.
Mm-hmm.
Just like I tell people all the time in my personal life, you don't have to tell me how much you love your kid, bro. You don't have to, you know what I'm saying, a guy that I may date, you don't have to tell me how much of a great father you are.
Mm-hmm.
When I'm ready to come around your children, you and your children, I am very observant. I'll be able to see the dynamic between you and your children immediately.
Absolutely.
right? And that's why this is, so that's why you said a brand is not, you know, like what you say, you know, that you're about. It's what other people are talking about
Yes.
in reference to, you know, in reference to me, you know, in reference to, you know, in reference to yourself. That makes a lot of sense.
The business plan template is in the back office under Learn, under Experior, far left. I can't remember what the column is. And then you go down, you'll see business development. So that's where you can find the business plan template. I'm going to email this presentation to Carmen so that she can have it. And if anybody needs it and you weren't able to get it off the QR code, just reach out to Carmen. And there's my contact information. If you want to fire off an email or send me a text, if you've got any questions, if I can be of any help, please don't hesitate. I'm here to support you. We work for you. That's the beauty of Experior, right? I'm a director of the company, but I'm accountable to the board of directors. Our board of directors is the ELC and our shareholders. That's you. And if it's not you yet, it will be you. So I'm still going to kiss your butt in the meantime.
Sean, can you do me a favor? Can you hit the stop on the record on your end?
Yes.
Okay, thank you.